I'm on. Hello, everyone. I was just sitting at home all night long. Actually, I was listening to some sermons on YouTube earlier, and then I was listening over and over again to several songs that I videoed at our church that we attend, and just being in the presence of God. And I think this is what I missed, just talking. And I got my nephew Sunshine living with me, and he's the one that's holding the camera right now. And this was the earlier state of my recovery. By the grace of God, I'm now 18 years clean and sober. But I remember going into the rooms of AA and how you just get up to if you felt the need to share, if you had a burning desire to share, or if you were called upon to share, how you just did it. You just spoke from the heart. Many of us did anyway, and I attribute my sobriety and wellness first of all to the grace of God and by His help through the rooms of AA. And tonight I was just really, I don't know what I was thinking, what I was really feeling. And when I came through, I found I was alone. My nephew had gone out, and then I just sat here. I cooked a bit of a meal, and then I just started writing. I thought I'd write a letter to Mom and Dad, and this is. And I began, if I were to write you a letter, it would go something like this. Dear Mom and Dad, Myra Edith Barton and Cecil John Barton, how are you guys doing? Me? I am doing well. Actually, very well. But I want nothing more than to come home. Mom, it's been 48 years since I've seen you, and Dad, 44 years since I've seen you. So much has happened in my life since you've been gone. I did complete elementary school and graduate high school. I graduated on June 6th, 1981. This had to be one of the toughest days of my life because you guys weren't there. I tried so hard to be happy and to smile, as many friends and family were there to witness my graduation. It wasn't easy as the tears rolled down my face, missing you guys, feeling your absence like a knife piercing my heart as Brother Cecil shouted, "Hey, cheer up, hey, you're graduating, you did it, you made it." Needless to say, I was incredibly happy and was able to smile and laugh through the tears. I told myself that you were both here with me and that I just couldn't see you. I had one of the greatest loves in my life also in high school. Her name was Sherry. I always thought I was going to marry her, but it fell apart. I guess some things are just not meant to be. The thing is, I carried my love for her devotedly for many years afterward. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't for many years love another. I lived so many of these years in absolute brokenness. It kind of reminded me of the love Dad had for you, Mom. But yours truly was a love sent from heaven, as you two truly loved each other until death did you part. I did marry eventually, but have since separated and divorced. This hurts so much. I have to say honestly though, I wasn't a very good husband. I failed miserably as a loving, supporting husband, but that's water under the bridge now, as we've come to terms with everything, and my ex-wife and I are now best friends. I've been waiting on another love now for about 9 years. Still no prospects, no possibilities, and no children. Imagine that, hey? Your youngest child, 54 years old, divorced with no children. Oh yeah, I failed to complete my post-secondary education also. I wasn't too far away from completing my education degree through the University of British Columbia. And due to unforeseen circumstances, life's turmoils, heartaches and pains, I withdrew from my teaching program going into my 4th year. This was, and still is, a huge loss. One of my life's biggest regrets. I did accomplish other things in my life, however. I've become a writer. I write poetry, prose, and music. I've had the honor, too, of being published in some pretty acclaimed and world-renowned publications, such as Chicken Soup for the Soul, 2 editions. And I've had 2 poems published in 2 poetry anthologies, one here in Canada and one in the United States. I'm also a professionally published musician. I have 2 CDs out, my debut CD, Your Presence, and a Christmas single, The Passion of Christmas. These have done very well for themselves, as through the internet they're getting national and international acclaim. In light of all this, I've earned the title of Master Storyteller through various reading, speaking, and singing engagements. This is an incredible testimony and story in itself as to how it all came about. I keep praying it goes further, as it has all seemed to come to a halt for now. I keep believing that because it is just all too miraculous that God is not finished yet in this area of my life, that this is really yet just the beginning. At least I hope so. I guess this in some ways makes up for some of my life's failures and major disappointments. Oh yeah, not too long after your deaths in my early teens, I turned to a life of drinking and drugging. I'm happy to let you know now that as of this past January, I've been over 18 years clean and sober. This is reason alone to be happy and to celebrate. I always thought I'd die in my addictions and that I'd be dead by the time I was 30. That was 24 years ago, and by the grace of God, I'm still alive today and actually not doing too bad. I know the rest of the family misses you both dearly. Those of us remaining, Rena, Flora, Eddie, Franny, Sherry, Popsy, Eric, Cecil, George, and myself, Godwin. I can't even begin to tell you how Fred and Linda's back-to-back deaths affected us and how empty we felt after their departures, especially me. These two were my best friends in the whole world. I never imagined in a million years that I would be living my life without them. I really thought we'd grow old together, sitting in our rocking chairs on the porch of our houses, reminiscing about life and all the good times we've had and the tough times we fought through. It's been well over 10 years, 11 to be exact, since they both passed away. It's only by the grace of this God that you introduced us to when we were kids that I made it through. I'll never forget those first few weeks and months of excruciating loneliness without them, crying unending tears without them. Crying unending tears in the presence of this God that you taught us about, that you introduced us to help me through it all. Gee, the pain, even physically, was unbearable. But like I said, it's been over 11 years and everything is okay now. I still miss them though. I know that most of the family does too. Actually, we miss all of you. We miss all of you guys. Mom, Dad, Perry, Nathan, Leona, Stephen, Morris, Fred, and Linda. As I look at your names, a lump arises in my throat and tears well in my eyes. It's been too long and sometimes such a trying, difficult, very, very lonely road. You know, truthfully, Mom and Dad, many times I've laid in bed at night in an inescapable loneliness, crying desperate tears, begging God to show me the same mercy that He showed you all, begging Him to stay the breath of my nostrils and that death would come and take me. It's just so hard being alone, being single, and having no children. I try to be strong, but I'm only as strong as the moments that I am alone. I am thankful most of all for the gift of faith that you have both given us. If it were not for this, we truly have nothing to hang on to. As difficult as life has been, we still have each other, we still have love, and we still have our faith. Nothing has been able to separate us from this love of God, absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I can say this for the whole family. If it weren't for God, none of us would be alive today. Again, thank you for this gift of faith. In spite of life's challenges, it is so awesome, so incredible. God is so great, He is so beautiful, and He is so faithful. I just wanted to give you a bit of an update to let you know where things stand, I guess you might say, because we all have Jesus and He is the Lord over our lives. We've done pretty well for ourselves in your absence. Don't get me wrong, we miss you today as much as we did the day that you left. Loving you always, your youngest child, Godwin.